Oh, hello, my name's Joey and welcome back to the channel. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is the pinch in Indiana Jones's hat. Now, as you all know, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, the hat had a very, very tight pinch on the front of the hat there. Very, very tight pinch. And obviously in later films, the pinch got more and more relaxed, as in this Temple of Doom hat. So more commonly, you'll see a relaxed pinch like this on a hat. But the more you grab a hat, the hat will taper. But what also happens, the more you grab a hat, is you'll get this very, very tight pinch, as you can see there. Look how tight that is. That's from years and years of grabbing a hat like that. Now, of course, with the pinch, you'll also get the taper. So this pinch made me think that maybe the original Herbert Johnson hat for Harrison Ford, maybe the reason for the tight pinch to make it look old, that was the precise reason, that the tight pinch was to make it look old, because it was a brand new hat, it had no taper. So that's what made me think. And then canonically, when we go to the Temple of Doom, his hat is more or less relatively new, even though it looks old because of the ribbon on the original prop. But for some reason, he wasn't really doing this much. But the more he did that, canonically and unrealistically, because his hat never tapered, the more he did that, the hat developed this tight pinch at the front. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about the pinch on Indiana Jones's hat in the Temple of Doom? Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, the only other thing is as well, back in the mid-90s, I used to have a hat which was the perfect shape of the Raiders hat. It was perfectly blocky, it was square, it just looked like this. But it even had the tight pinch down the front. And that was actually made because it wasn't through someone grabbing it. The sides were still perfectly kind of stovepipe. But it had the tight pinch in it. And I wish I still had this hat to the day, because there's a possibility it may have came off the same hat block that the Raiders hat came off. I know that's like a massive, massive leap. But that's the funny thing. It looked like a Raiders hat. It was a small hat like this. I don't know what the maker was. It had a very, very small brim. What was quite funny about it as well is it had a hole punch there, almost as though someone had decided to hang it up by the hole punch. Very odd. But yes, it was. It had this perfect pinch down the front, but it had this perfect indie shape as well. I do have a picture of the hat. Maybe at some point, I've got to dig the pictures out from the loft. Maybe at some point later on in the year or whatever. Wow, how exciting. I'll dig this picture out and I'll show you how it had the perfect indie taper, the Raiders block. Picture might be blurred though, because it was taken in 1997, so I'm not going to guarantee. It's memory makes it sharp, but I don't know what the focus was like. But anyway, obviously I can't finish this video without saying this is a Brian Lalonde screen capped hat. This is his Raiders hat. And then this is, of course, a Brian Lalonde Temple of Doom hat by Screen Capped, which I bought this old Herbert Johnson hat to massacre it, take the insides out, and then turn this into a fake Herbert Johnson of the 80s. So there we go. Very, very short video on... don't do it, by the way. But if you keep grabbing the hat, you will eventually have a pinch, but it won't look beautiful like this. It will look like this, ungloriously tapered. So there we go, that's it. Look after yourselves, take care, and I shall see you all soon for the next installment. What it be may, I don't know.